A42. Again, look in the description. You can subscribe to my new channel. I'm still going to be at this channel. I'll be back and forth. I'll probably be at this channel more. And it's sports and game related. If that's your thing, subscribe. If you are curious of how my analysis works with another environment, another genre, check out the first video. Cool game charts. And the first video I deal with game charts and Madden ratings. I go complete chart geek. In this video, I want to talk about Cooning and Accountability. And there's some other things on my mind, other things that I'm going to get to eventually. But this video needs some explanation because I see a lot of people who are kind of on the bubble and they don't get it. And they'll look at people like Stephen A. Smith or Larry Elder and they'll say, you know what, we've got some messed up neighborhoods, so they're right for calling out blah, blah, blah amongst people classified as black, African American, etc. They'll look at that and, you know, people, they can vibe with that. We've got a lot of business and the main thing we have to do is handle our business. The stuff that's wrong in the backyard, in the front yard. And then when they're called coons, there's a backlash. You know, why are you criticizing people who want to help? Now, they haven't done anything. Larry Elder hasn't done anything to empower black people. At least he doesn't advertise it, and I've listened to Larry Elder. I don't think he thinks in terms of black power. He's America first, at least by the way he acts, and that's one of the reasons why he has the following he does. And for that lack of power, that's basically why you end up with all the BS. Now, but the thing I want to lay out there is, see, I would never go on TV. You would not ever see me on TV talking about, well, black people got to fix their families. I might say that if it's in an overall context, because honestly, I think that's the first and most important thing. But if I'm part of that propaganda, you know, you're not going to see me be part of the propaganda that will take away my own power. I'm not going to hurt the only power that I care about, and that's collective African culture. Not, you know, individual, blah, 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 collective African culture when it's healthy. So if I were to lay out so far, and this could change, 4 bullet points for black power: families first. Doing something with these things we call churches or religious institutions is second. The third one is reparations, and that is why you are called a coon. That's why people are called coons, because their accountability does not reach, it's half-ass accountability. It doesn't reach to everybody. It doesn't reach to the country they're in. The country they're in can do what it wants, but what about your baby daddy? You know, that's their attitude. And I'm not going to ever go on TV and talk about what's wrong with black people when I can list until I'm old and gray. Few gray hairs, I'm talking all gray. I can list human rights violations based on race over and over and over and over again. I could just pull out a list of hate crimes every year since the beginning of this country, all based on race, over and over again. And all these human rights violations, nothing has ever been done about it. You'll get excuses, you'll get pep talks, and you'll get these hucklebuck melanated people who are called coons. And I'm not going to defend them for being called coons. I'll say it again. You're a coon. If you are going to be the propaganda that takes away your power, that takes away that power, and I'm talking about people like Stephen A. Smith, then that's why people are going to look at you like, wait a second, you talking about ratchet bitches when our whole existence has been a ratchet bitch as a collective, and we've gotten nothing. When it's reparations for albinos classified as white, it's okay, it's dollars and cents, and we talk about the details. We're not talking about whether or not we're going to do it. We're talking about the details. How do we empower companies that messed up whatever, when it's capitalism, when it's people who wear yarmulkes, white people, as long as they have genes for light skin, they can get reparations. If it's Western Europe after the war, if it's Japanese after the war, Japanese in the country years later for being detained, just Americans before welfare was integrated. We go through economic downturns, and it's not a matter of how do we boost the economy. It's not a matter of if there's going to be a GI Bill. But when it comes to melanated people, it's only excuses. That's it. So I'm not going to be half-ass accountable, especially if I'm on TV where you are part of a branch of government, the media. I'm not going to be part of my own anti-propaganda and start talking about how we need to fix our families unless it's in context of full accountability. Unless I'm including reparations, I'm not going to talk about the broken family and the worthless churches, because all that is anti-melanated propaganda going to ignorant minds who are going to be like, I saw this guy on TV or on YouTube or whatever, and he said that the black church ain't about shit. How come y'all go to church? They could be completely ignorant, and we're making them worse. And that's why if you're talking about what's wrong with melanated people and you're not being fully accountable and holding America accountable, you are a coon that you couldn't be more of a coon. Because here's the thing, as a collective, it's akin to somebody who just brought bed bugs to the house. You just screwed us over. You just hurt us. You just set us back. You're lucky all you are is name called. Somebody by now should have put a foot in some of these people's asses. Like Larry Elder. I mean, I'm serious. I can stomach Larry Elder because I'm entertained by him at times. And of course, anybody that's talking accountability is going to make good points. But when it's constant half-ass accountability, and all it is him just building up his brand, all he is a more dignified Tommy Sotomayor. Eventually, and it's funny, Tommy Sotomayor is the only person that got slapped. You're basically just worthless. You're worthless because, first, it's not even like they said they're out there campaigning to change child support laws or whatever, or to do something about the family that I'd agree. I put it number one. I agree with you completely. You can't do a goddamn thing. You can't even handle reparations with broken families. Motherfuckers agree. Tariq Nasheed said that. I mean, he said that if we have reparations, it needs to not go to single mothers. And I agree completely. Because if you give a broken family, and I'd say this is even true with single men, when does it not become survival, and when does it become investing and thriving? Too many people are just surviving, living hungry, and when you live hungry, you live disgusting. So I agree. Reparations with messed up African Americans is a waste of money. It's not justice. But when you're only talking about accountability for whatever messed up people, and sometimes your stats are off and all that, you really you're just building up your brand, making people classified as white feel better for basically, if you can commit all these crimes against people and you're never punished, you're basically getting over. You're part of the scam. So if we call you coon, be happy that's all that's happened. Be happy that nobody has put a foot in your ass, Larry Elder. Be happy that nobody has flipped you over their shoulder, Stephen A. Smith. Be happy that all you got was a little punch in your face, Tommy Sotomayor, because you are worse than worthless. And you're right next to us. You know, some white dude goes into hiding because he shoots a brother or whatever. He's going to be harder to get. You right next to us all the time. In our ear. And all you get is a name call? Fuck. If it was me, and that was my hustle, is to talk about all the things that black people were doing wrong, if like that was my whole thing, I would do it out of spite for you because you bitch asses ain't doing nothing back. You just let me do it, and all you're doing is calling me a name. You know. So when Tommy Sotomayor got punched in the face, I was happy. He should have got punched. He should have got flipped and kicked a long time ago. And it's only because of one thing. That's it. If you're going to be a person who believes in accountability, don't half-ass it in a way that brings bed bugs to our house. Go all the way. And we cool. Because at the end of the day, we all agree. We all agree. Family, if you don't agree with me that it's number one, you're probably putting it in the top 5. So, that's it.